Hey, thanks for the follow, us. How's it going, man? There it is. Look at that giant ass. Hell yeah, buddy. Hey, glad to have you here. There it is. That's it. All right. Here we are. Here's your random urban dictionary, Grimwell. I'll play it for you.
Drunk oligarch syndrome.
Everybody knows this guy, don't they?
Excessively and needlessly purchase overpriced alcohol when inebriated in a social setting and in a fashion that resembles behavior frequently associated with the Western stereotype of Eastern oligarchs. Why did George order another bottle of Cristal? The club is closing and they turned the lights up. Everyone is leaving. George acts like a drunk oligarch when he drinks too much.
Drunk oligarch syndrome. That's a new one.
It's called drunk oligarch syndrome.
That's a new one. That's definitely a new one. Shit, I'm on the wrong thing. There was my post. Ah, there we go. All right. We're going to watch this. We got 19 minutes left. This is where we left off last night. So we're just at the little end here. So we'll watch this.
There's only really expected to be one of them per side.
Got a little surprise for you, which is not really a surprise because I have it in the title. But
you know, because
and then we'll watch the Q&A part. How's that sound? Thanks for the sub, Elreal.
So
appreciate you, brother.
They're intended to be really impactful, and also a high priority target because you can kill the mount and you can kill the rider.
I'll turn the volume down just a little on Chrome here.
Like when they're putting themselves, you know, in danger.
So you can actually hear me. The end part wasn't like, you know, it's just them talking, right? So should be able to get. Hey, there's Dread there. Does Dread have drunk oligarch syndrome, you think? He might.
Oh, man. How are we doing on the channel?
Not good.
We keep getting pushed off of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, according to the people that had their NDA drop that were talking about this, the PI, they said that they were told to let Steven win, even though he was not winning. They were not winning. But they were told to back off and let him win, so. That's what happened.
I think, like, we need to try to organize everyone to move along the left side and try to push into them.
I like the channeling animation. I know it's small, but they got 3 people channeling. This is what I want to know. Now, I asked this question yesterday. Does that make it go faster? But I don't think it does.
One more ability.
I don't think that's going faster. I think that all the having multiple people channel does, because the only way to interrupt the channel is to kill people. If you got 3 people channeling, you got to kill 3 people to stop the channel, right? I also think there's a delay before it resets. Possibly. I feel like maybe there was. I don't know. Hey, Toast. Toast with the first chat, too. Welcome in, buddy.
Here's some. Let's try to push together.
Did you guys like the mount abilities? Those were pretty cool. I was kind of hoping to see mount abilities where you didn't have to land, but I know those are probably coming because we only had 2 mount abilities so far. Like a breath attack, you know, AoE breath attack from the air. Obviously, that'd be cool.
Nice.
You would think it would go faster the more people we have channeling. Yeah.
I need some.
Do you think with channeling with multiple people, assuming the main character dies, does the channeling stay or land at the second person's channeling percent? I think the channeling percent's the same for everybody. Is what I think, because it's obviously your channel percent's right here. It might be going faster. Maybe it is going faster. I don't know.
Was this a tea party? I was not informed.
That'd be a good thing to ask the PI people if there's any PI people in the chat by chance.
So we're having
Does it go faster with multiple people channeling?
I'm sure people are worried about.
So they've got. Oh, they still have 3 people channeling.
War mean when your rate of dying probably increases a lot more than what you'd expect.
So here's what we're gonna do. Genesis Guild. We're going to our PvPers will be pushing these guys back. We're gonna have PvE tanks channeling because you can't do anything else while you're channeling. So if you're like, we're gonna have a PvE group back here farming all these nodes while the PvPers are managing the front line and maybe ganking some of their PvEers when we can, right? But I think you need dedicated people going after the resources in phase 1. It's not just PvP. You've got to have 2 separate groups, and you might want to be split up evenly to, you know, hit all the nodes at the same time.
When doing normal kind of like PvE gameplay.
But then once we're in phase 2 and we're channeling, I don't want the PvPers channeling. I want the PvEers channeling, because the PvEers, now their only role is to, you could kill the scholars. Obviously, you could do that. But once the scholars are down, then the only thing you could really do is help us with PvP or channel.
Yeah, so during sanctioned PvP events, we turn off typical.
I would think you would need
penalties,
PvP.
right? Like you're not gonna get.
Yeah, so Don's gonna be in there channeling.
Get XP debt.
Since he's a PvE tank,
damage.
he'll be in there channeling.
The things you have in your inventory.
The Dracari's Fireball, dude. Hell yeah, that would be amazing. I think they'll have all that eventually, because in Arcage, the mounts had like 4 abilities. You know? Let's see, hold on. Because in Alpha 1, when they had the mount bar, where's the mount bar? Does this show the mount bar? It does. It does, yeah. So we only had this ability in Alpha 1, but these were all mount abilities. So you could have, obviously, the drop-down thing, the buff thing. You could have the Fireball, and you could have an AoE breath attack easily on the... and there's no reason why they couldn't have more than 4 slots, of course, too, right? This is like exactly how Arcage was with their mount system. So, with mount abilities.
Or in your material inventory specifically.
A lot and wall on each side of the channel. Oh, dude, yeah, just like tanks just walling constantly.
This game mode.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely,
like,
that would be
larger
perfect.
idea for material inventory.
Yeah, constantly
What was
keep
sort of
walls
the-
up over
the
channelers and then
thinking
heal
behind
them.
that? Or is that just sort of like
Constantly
a
heals on them.
convenient thing
The
to make sure
PvE
that
healers obviously
using
just
it?
heal the tanks, right?
I mean, don't stuff your material inventory full of
Yeah, like PvEers can definitely play a huge role in this event, for sure.
stuff before
Yeah.
you go to war.
Makes sense to me. You know, when you're right, you're right. What can I say?
Ooh, okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Now we clean up.
That's a problem.
Victory in death.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about the segmented bars. I don't think I like it, honestly. I get what they're trying to do. I don't know, man. Just give me the information. Like, I don't get what they're trying to accomplish. I get they want it more ambiguous and all that, but... I mean, look, you've got the segmented bars, but then you've got their cast bar. So, like, you're telling us what they're casting, right? But why do you have to hide the health? I mean, I get it, like, because as a target caller, you know, one of the things you do is you look for low health people to target. But still, I mean, you're not going to target tanks, no matter what, as main targets. You're still going to look for mages and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think maybe in, like, open world PvP, I guess I'd be fine with this. So that you can't... I don't know. But in sieges, like large-scale PvP, I would like to see just regular health bars, I think. I don't know. We'll have to play it, I guess. We'll just have to play it
We won,
to find
Steven.
out.
Did we win?
We win. You weren't even paying attention.
Oh, how did we win?
We finished channeling.
It was my clutch heals ignoring the siren song of Justo endlessly asking for reses and focusing on real targets.
I
You
thought
guys
Trad
may
kept
have won the
killing you.
war, but you will not win the
The battle. I think that's a little backwards.
Well, you may say that, Keenan, but if you look at the point distribution, we're 800 to 304 right now.
Ooh, that's right. Let's take a look at that.
How'd you guys get so many points?
Well, we won objectives and killed you a lot.
Oh my god.
So okay, so we completed the event. That's obviously not.
I do
the
like
end
the
of
new
war, though,
nameplates.
right?
I think they seem to be better. The new nameplates are better.
Correct. So
Nameplates
basically,
are
the
hard
way
to
wars
use.
are
Yeah, I mean they've
structured
tried how
is
many
a war
different versions of
contains phases,
nameplates
and
now,
phases contain events. So there
and
are
they
conditions
constantly having to
win
iterate
a
there.
phase,
But
and then there are conditions to win a war.
they'll get to
winning
it
a phase
eventually.
Gets you some amount of like in the moment rewards.
You like the
and
combat
some
number
more
direction?
long-term rewards.
Yeah. We'll
Winning
just have to see.
events gets you some amount of in the moment rewards and long-term rewards, and then the war is like the massive
Like
objective
the
that
damage
you're
numbers.
competing
Oh, the damage,
towards.
the scrolling text. Yeah.
Got it.
So what we have gotten, if you open up your map,
I think it was decent. I think the scrolling
you
text
can
is
hover
decent.
over
The common
this
damage
blue banner.
numbers, yeah, I think they're decent.
You know,
I didn't see this before. Controlled by Miraleth, luck increase 2, luck increase 2. 24 hours.
this Highwayman Hills is controlled by
So it
Miraleth
lasts
now.
until the next event, basically.
Ah, so we've made an incursion into their area.
Yeah, so now all of the territory associated with Highwayman Hills is ours, and the node XP from here goes to our node.
Making
and as
them
a way
bigger
to
would
kind
help.
of incentivize players to play here,
The
we've
nameplates,
given
yeah.
a luck buff in this area as well, so you can get increased loot drops while you're here, farming for your node.
Nice. So the citizens of Miraleth are rewarded for some period of time based on the event outcome.
Correct. So if we had lost, we would not be getting this buff or siphoning this node XP, and Winstead would be getting this buff for successfully defending their home.
Now, obviously, this is one of many different war events, and
What just happened there? Did they harvest that?
one of the is one of many
Oh, yeah,
different
they did.
war events, and one of the
I thought that was a
war
bug or something.
reward types.
Visual audio cue.
What are some of the
health
other
bar.
events that we're going to be introducing during Alpha 2?
Yeah, so a big one we want to do is the service denial. So that'd be like turning off your caravansary or shutting down your construction buildings for a period of time, right? So like you've built the best blacksmith on the server, and we
They
don't
always
want
have to show off the
this
tree
node
chopping
queuing up for
animations.
something, or we're trying to compete.
They're always
with them, and
updating
we
the
want
oh,
the
they
best
didn't
blacksmith
finish.
at our node, so we're gonna go to war and try and shut down that service for a period of time.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
That fireball looked a little janky
You know,
there.
the kind of most exciting
From the mob.
post A2 one that we want to do
Edging the
is,
tree, how dare you.
like,
Yeah.
is relic based, where you could potentially steal a relic.
Okay, this part was interesting to me. Because remember, if you guys were here last week, didn't I have that? Here it is. Didn't I put something about relics? I didn't. I thought I talked about it, though. Stealing relics is like, that's like, I want that for that Dark Age of Camelot thing. Because that was a thing in Dark Age, right? And it was really cool to take a relic. And so I think that would be a cool thing for a node war. Basically, a capture the flag, but with a very, very valuable item that you've got to travel a long ways with to get it back to your reliquary. That would be interesting. I'd love to see
From
that.
a node, or destroy their relic so it's reintroduced into the world, and you can, and now your node can acquire it.
Oh, destroying it, that'd be all right too, but like actually capturing it would be even better.
Destroy, where you stay.
Let's go back. I want to hear this again.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
You know, the kind of most exciting
Hey, thanks for the
post
sub, buddy.
A2 one
Appreciate
that we
you.
want to do is is relic based, where you could potentially steal a relic from a node, or destroy their relic so it's reintroduced into the world, and you can and now your node can acquire it.
Yeah,
Awesome. And then
that would be cool.
obviously we have, we talked a little bit about the mount and how we're going to be
Wait.
moving that to
Hold on.
level 3.
Was that a boat down there?
Mount and
There's a boat down there. It's not looking too healthy, but there is a boat down there.
obviously we have, we talked a little bit about the mount and how we're going to be moving that to level 3, the level 3 village node for the purposes of entrance A2. Same with the mayoral.
It probably chose a
abilities.
sunny
And
setting
those
for the
mayoral
showcase,
abilities
but I'd
are
love heavy
only
fog.
activatable
Yeah,
during
that would be cool.
events or
That would be cool.
outside of the events as well.
So the mayoral
It could help
abilities you
melees
use
out too.
in the showcase
Absolutely.
are only activatable during a war. So that means you could activate it, now that the event's over, you could still use that ability, but only within the context of this PvP kind of state that the two nodes are in. But the mayors will also get access to like special abilities they can use during sieges as well that are unique to sieges.
Boat's seen better days, yeah.
Oh, very
Definitely.
Now, obviously, people watching the showcase today about the Node War and the Node War events, performance is something that we are going to be getting really into over the course of the next. We have gotten into over the course of the last couple of months, but we're really going to be digging into it over the course of the next couple of months as well. What can players expect to see both on the client side and on the network side? Talk to me a little bit
You
about
just
that,
talked
Zach,
about
if that
performance here at the end.
So for the client side, we really expect this to be like a seamless experience to where we're gonna have some like dynamic load balancers that help, the best case and the worst case, where the best case is you're, in a group by yourself, and the visual fidelity of that should be just as good as the visual fidelity of, the large-scale sieges or node wars and
I
things
like
like
that mage heal that is on him. How when he goes up and down,
that.
it kind of follows him.
Refining our character
I don't know if that's a
shaders,
bug, but
everything's gonna be
I think it looks
really
kind of
in
neat.
the back end, right? So the player experience should really be seamless, and we handle everything under the hood to make sure that you get good frame rate during these different types of experiences.
Yeah, you
Players
didn't see it
also
at
have a lot of options
160p, that's for
options
sure.
when it comes to kind of tuning that
Definitely did
experience
not.
for their specific hardware. I know one of those that we recently have instituted is DLSS. You want to talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the DLSS integration has been great. On the 46
Gotta buy a damn 4090 now.
frame rate just by enabling the feature, right? So it's been a pretty big win for us.
Yeah. And then obviously, one aspect of the game that you guys are witnessing currently in the showcases that we've given over our different features has been visual effects as a whole. There is currently underway a lot of revisiting some of those effects from a performance
I
standpoint.
don't like sometimes where it's just washed out from the light.
As well as
Like it
from
is in this
a
view.
visual soup standpoint with regards to these larger scale battles. And this hasn't been something obviously that we have traditionally focused on because we're still actively in the development process of these particular archetypes and all these abilities. But now that we have kind of those base kits ready to go for start of Alpha 2, we're going to be focusing in on refining them and making them more friendly both on the performance side as well as on the visual language side also, right, Kane and Trad?
Yeah, that's right. It's nice when those things go hand in hand. Like, you don't want to see too much, but what you do want to see, you want it to look good, so.
Also, not just from a aesthetic standpoint, but reading the most important gameplay information is going to be key. Like, we have to identify like what are the most important telegraphs for someone to be able to identify an ability that
it's really hard to get that right. The amount of visual clutter with the amount of people that are going to be on screen. I don't care what you do. It's always going to look cluttered to some degree, right?
they're expected to respond to, versus just the other kind of fluff and noise that it is more for the the visual fantasy of it. So we have to kind of consider gameplay information first.
Absolutely. Hey, if everybody wants to come over near the Miraleth side headquarters, we're kind of gathering up here as we finish chatting about the showcase a little bit. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think people will kind of see the progression that we are reaching now towards Alpha 2. There's There's a lot of kind of performance-related tasks, polish and getting ready for, external players to come in and participate. I will say one thing that has been very beneficial, and the studios is, very appreciative of our interaction with the Phoenix Initiative group, but they have been really successful in assisting us playtest, this particular gameplay feature that is wars and the war events, but also, they did so with the caravans and will continue to do so.
Yeah,
over the
if
course
they're
of the
going
next couple of
to
months, and we will
have Alpha 2 in
begin
quarter
to,
3,
at
they
some
have
point
to get
in the
more
very near
people in
future,
soon,
extending that
because
out,
there's a lot that you can't
as
find
we
with
draw
that
closer
amount of
to Alpha
people.
2, to some Alpha
Which is
1
PI.
participants.
I'm not saying that
also.
just because I want
Hey,
to play.
let's
I
keep
mean,
it friendly.
well,
Let's keep it
mostly
friendly.
I am,
Let's
but
not attack
Here.
these poor people.
I can solve that, Steven.
Roof
Okay,
Genesis. Yes.
Oh,
Justo the Peacemaker.
Yes, indeed. Welcome
we
in,
have
Doc Burns.
done it.
Welcome
Well
in.
done.
While
Well
rubbing the
done.
score in our faces.
Yeah,
I know, really.
you gotta.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Gotta let
Everything
'em know.
is pretty bright. Yeah, you're right.
Now, mass combat is going to be something that is tested as part of obviously Alpha 2. You guys are seeing here a brief taste of that as it relates to these node wars and these node war events. But there are going to be PvE content, raids, world bosses that players are going to be expected to kind of interact with in a
Just
similar
between night and
fashion
day.
of player
Yeah,
density.
yeah,
So,
I could see that.
a lot of that performance
Yeah,
work
yeah.
we were talking about obviously goes to make sure that those experiences are enjoyable. That
They've
they
talked about
are running smoothly
different
for the
effects
players.
at night and day
That's
with your
gonna be our focus
spells
over these
in
next,
terms of
few
actual
months here.
numbers too.
Um,
But I bet that's a
Talk to me
post-launch
about
thing,
war
man.
rewards.
There's stuff like
What are
that. I bet it's just like
the types of
post-launch, right?
War rewards that we are going to be starting
I
off
doubt
2 with, but
stuff
also
like
gonna
that
be
gets in.
implementing,
I mean, Throne of Liberty
in the
had that
long
kind
run.
of stuff. Throne of Liberty had that.
Sorry, multitasking again, Steven.
But
One more
that game
time.
overall is a lot
just
simpler
talking
than
a
this
little bit
game.
about kind of
So
the war rewards that are
they
gonna
also
be
want to
available,
do
obviously,
weather effects,
now, but
just
also
like
as
Throne
we
of Liberty.
continue
If
into
it's
Alpha 2,
raining, a
what are
lightning
some of
spell
those
will
rewards
jump,
that we want to kind of get up and running?
to more targets.
Yeah,
That's the exact
there's
same thing. They want to have that in
a
Ashes.
large laundry list, but I can hit you with a couple few here.
And I suppose
big
stuff like that wouldn't be
ones that
too
we
hard to
wanna hit
implement, but
Are
who
pulling
knows?
up my list.
I have no idea.
So obviously, like, you're seeing the
Love the
buffs
war
with winning
cloaks, yeah.
teams. I
Agreed.
talked a little bit about like
Agreed.
disabling services, siphoning gold from the enemy node. We want to do temporary mayorship control, where the winning mayor can kind of take over a limited control of the node that they defeat. Reducing taxes for the citizens within that winning node, obviously stealing their node XP, which is what we're doing here. And then we also want to do stuff where this enables new content that is exclusive for the winners, right? Like, doing this means a raid boss spawns that, that the winners can
I
participate
like all
in
those
killing.
things. Those are all good things.
Awesome.
I like that there's variety. I don't care
What
what
are
you
some
do in
other
an
topics that
MMO.
we-
There's
you know,
always
I was
like
definitely
this
zoned
talk of,
in a little
we're
bit
gonna have
during
so many different things. You'll never get bored, but you always end up doing repetitive shit no matter what in every single MMO. Maybe Ashes will be different a little bit, but I think you're still going to do certain things over and over again. That's just the nature of MMOs.
during the gameplay there for the event. So, what are some of the topics that we kind of wanted to chat about as well? We can
Since
bring up
Ashes
now.
is basically 5 MMOs in one,
I know that we had mentioned.
maybe it won't get
the,
as repetitive. But it's just going
the
to
mount
take a
abilities.
long
We talked a little
time
bit
to get
about
all
the
that in
mounts,
there. That's the
how
problem.
it's going to work. There's also going to be mount abilities that are for basic land mounts as well. Those will be at entrance for Alpha 2. So it's not that just obviously the mayors have access to these cool, dragon mounts, but players will obviously have access to mounts and some mount abilities also. That's work. that you've
Yep,
been,
well, that's what they've said,
doing,
Ryu.
right, Trad? With,
Yep,
with
Node, it's the
Exactly,
affiliation
Yeah,
tree, buddy.
and those are
Yep.
already in progress as well. They
It's
will
the affiliation tree. Node is your highest affiliation, or one of your highest. Yep. Wait, what? Did I type it wrong? Affiliations. There we go. There you go. Here's your affiliation tree. Well, that's what I call it. Oh, that's what they call it too. Shit. All right. Corrupted players obviously is the highest priority thing, but node citizenship, that's number one, buddy. Alliance is higher than Guild. Why would Alliance be higher than Guild? That's interesting. Then parties. Why would party be above raids? That can't be accurate, right? Oh, no, party above raids makes sense. That makes sense. Family, religion, society. Society don't matter at all. That's what they're saying. They're like, fuck society. That's what Steven said with that. Hey, Phantom. Welcome in, buddy. Pick your node wisely. Absolutely. Absolutely, buddy.
Won't be as spectacular, epic, and raid impacting as
most importantly is the
Mayoral
loot
ones, 'cause we
fun.
have to
Yeah,
account
that's the
for
thing, right?
potentially
There's
100
always
of
going to be
them
some
present
repetition.
instead of
I don't
2,
care what they
but,
do.
like, you'll still have
There'll always be
stuff
some.
you can do to more.
We got
more
an ad
at a
break
personal
already?
level, like getting.
How the fuck did we already
like
get
a
an ad
CC
break?
or a
Oh, I guess it has
sprint,
been a half hour already.
That kind of stuff. So
Cool.
Well, we're just going to get through this because there's really not much else here. We'll just get
All
through
right.
it.
Well, guys, that was fun. I really enjoyed it, and played well, and obviously there's still a ways to go when it comes to continuing to develop this ahead of A2. But I think that what we're looking for from the community is to kind of talk to us about how you felt with
Are these
regards
mayor
to
mounts the same
event,
as the royal mounts?
the node
Yeah,
war system as a whole.
I believe so.
The mass PvP.
I mean, we looked it up yesterday. Yeah, royal mounts are a tier 3 class of flying mount available to mayors of metropolis nodes and kings of queens of castles. They're the same mount. Yeah. They are the same mount. In fact, the Drake of the Canopy, that's what they were on. That's that. And here is it when they first showed it in game. And there it is again. See, there's the mount bar. I don't know what happened to the mount bar. What happened to the mount bar in this stream? Where is it? Why is there no more a mount bar? He had to like slot them on his regular bar. Maybe that's what they went with. Maybe that's what they changed it to.
These are obviously things that we want to get feedback on. We've gotten, as I said, a tremendous amount of feedback when it comes to our PI testers. But now, as you guys are getting an opportunity to kind of see this for the first time.
Hey, did you get a flying mount? Did they ever give you a flying mount, Phantom? They didn't, did they? The regular mounts, do they have mount bars, Phantom? Surely they have bars. I didn't see.
What it plays out as.
I guess I could go way back here when he was on a mounts.
Are not the node war, and the node war is not just these events.
Where did he get on a
mounts?
mounts?
Outside of the prime time.
You did not get a flying mount, yeah.
For a particular server location, may occur between.
Where did he
6
get on
and
the
8
mount?
PM. So.
There he's on the mount. Yeah, see, no mount bar. It's gone.
Talk to me about.
It's gone.
It is a.
All right, we've gotten all the way through it. We have reacted to the whole stream between last night and today. I hope it's an option that can be added or removed. Yeah, that would be good. There was a mount that they had us test run, but being on Winstead, and did not get a mount during the fight. Oh, yeah, Winstead, man. They did you guys wrong, man. They did you guys dirty. You guys don't get mounts. You guys have to give up and lose. Like, what the hell, man? What is up with that, dude? They're going to let you guys be on the winning side next time, at least? Like, hey, sorry about last time, guys. We'll let you guys win this time. I'll be telling that story tomorrow. All right. Yeah, we'll make sure to tune in for that. Hey, I forgot to shout you out. Theory Forge. Tomorrow, what time is it? It's midday, right? Did you guys do yours? Shout out. Make sure you guys check out Theory Forge tomorrow. Oh, shit, I opened it. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, guys, make sure you watch Theory Forge tomorrow because Phantom is going to give all the details, every last detail about his time in this video. Where's he at here? There he is. There he is. He's up here. He's going to give you all the details tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Cheap viewers? Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. All right. I like cheap viewers. Oh, fuck, it's like on my screen now. I can't get the mod panel closed. Oh, should I unband? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I closed it now. A lot has been said already, but I will tell the... Yeah, I've heard a lot of what you guys have said. I've tried to watch... I watched yesterday... I watched your thing with Narc yesterday. And then I watched DA yesterday on Nice and Else. And Else was in here earlier as well. And then I was listening in on the Discord when they were talking as well. So I think I heard most of it. I probably didn't get everything. But I think I heard most of the leaks, so to speak. Yeah, it looks like you guys had fun. I would have had fun with it too. I got Alpha 1 access, so, you know, hopefully I'll be in there with you soon. Hopefully. All right, we were going to do, the next thing is, I posted in the Genesis Guild Discord that I wanted a backstory made for Genesis Guild that fits into the Ashes lore, right? And so Ryukrat went on ChatGPT right after I posted this, and he typed in Genesis Guild, Ashes of Creation, Rive, Dick Fingers, and a few other things. And this is what came out of it. So I'm going to play this for you. Oh, and he did a voiceover for it too. Here, I'm going to play it for you guys. Let's read the chat real quick. Lots of fun. PvP was lit. Yeah, I bet it was. Are you guys able to do whatever you want outside of the live stream for testing? No, they're not able to. They are not able to, is what we were told. They're there for a specific thing, and they do that. I'm going to play this real quick. It's 4 minutes long.
The origin of Genesis. Prologue. The Ashes of Vera. In the mystical land of Vera, a once thriving realm of magic and wonder, a cataclysmic event reduced its civilization to ruins. This tragic event, known as the Ashes of Creation, left the world scarred and its people scattered. Yet, from these ashes, new heroes and alliances emerged, determined to restore Vera to its former glory. Chapter 1. The Outcast. In a secluded village nestled deep within the Whispering Woods, a boy named Rive was born. From the moment of his birth, Rive was different. His fingers, instead of being like those of other children, were grotesquely transformed into small phallic appendages. These dick fingers, as they came to be known, made him an outcast, shunned and feared by the superstitious villagers who believed his condition to be a curse from the gods. Despite the ostracism, Rive's spirit remained unbroken. His parents, loving and compassionate, taught him to harness the strength with his uniqueness. They believed that Rive was destined for greatness, a belief that Rive clung to as he grew. They often told him, "Your dick fingers may be different, but your heart is strong. You will change the world, Rive."
Your dick
Chapter
fingers
2,
may be
The
different,
Calling.
but your heart is strong.
One fateful day, while exploring the ruins of an ancient temple hidden within the Whispering Woods, Rive stumbled upon a forgotten relic, a crystal pulsating within a
That's a
ethereal
good
light.
one, Stalwart.
As he touched the crystal with his dick fingers, a voice echoed in his mind,
As he
revealing the
touched
prophecy of
the
the ashes
crystal
of
with his
creation
dick
and the rise
fingers.
of a new guild that would restore balance to Vera. The crystal said, "The world lies in ruin, but from the ashes a new Genesis will arise. Seek the outcasts, the broken, and the brave. Unite them, and together you shall rebuild this world." Determined to fulfill this prophecy, Rive set out on a journey across Vera. He traveled through desolate wastelands, over majestic mountains, and into the hearts of cities barely clinging to survival. Everywhere he went, his dick fingers were a reminder of his mission and the uniqueness that made him special. His dick fingers became a symbol of his determination to rise above his circumstances.
Hell yeah.
Chapter 3. The Gathering. Rive's journey led him to remarkable individuals. There was Instanium, a fierce warrior
is
with
in
a
there.
scarred face who had been betrayed by his comrades. Dawnborden, a skilled mage whose powers had once caused a catastrophic accident, and Polyrath, a rogue with a shadowy past seeking redemption. These outcasts, drawn together by Rive's unwavering vision and his unusual condition, formed the core of what would become Genesis. Under Rive's leadership, Genesis grew in strength and numbers. Each member brought their unique skills and perspectives, and Rive's dick fingers became a symbol of their unity. They faced numerous challenges,
Rive's
battling the
dick
remnants of
fingers
dark
became a
forces that sought to plunge
symbol
Vera
of their
into eternal
unity.
darkness. With every victory, the reputation of Genesis spread, inspiring hope among the people of Vera. Rive's dick fingers were often a topic of discussion, but they also served as a reminder of the guild's diversity
It
and
says
strength.
dick fingers a lot,
Chapter
doesn't it?
4. The Rising. As Genesis continued to grow, Rive's leadership was tested. Some questioned his ability to lead due to his deformity, but Rive's courage and wisdom silenced his
That's
detractors.
right. That's
He proved
right.
time and again that true strength lies not in physical perfection, but in the heart and spirit. His dick fingers, once a source of shame, became
They
a
gotta
badge
put
of
dick
honor.
fingers in like
The members
every
of
sentence,
Genesis
don't they?
often joked about his dick
ChatGPT
fingers,
loves
but always with
dick
respect and
fingers.
admiration for their leader. Genesis established a base in the heart of Vera, a place called Dawn's Peons, where they began the monumental task of rebuilding. They restored
Dawn's
ancient
Peons.
structures, cultivated the land, and protected the weak. Their efforts attracted more followers, and soon Genesis became a beacon of hope in a world still shrouded in despair. Ripe's dick fingers were now a symbol of hope and resilience throughout the land. Epilogue: The Legacy. Years passed, and Genesis thrived under Ripe's guidance. The guild played a crucial role in the revival of Vera, uniting disparate factions and bringing peace to war-torn regions. Ripe's legacy endured, not just because of his unique condition, but because of his unwavering belief in the potential for greatness within everyone, regardless of their past or their differences. Rive, the leader with dicks for fingers, became a symbol of resilience and acceptance.
He's
His story
lost
was
it a
told
little bit
across
there.
Vera, reminding all that even from the ashes, a new Genesis can emerge, and a brighter future can be forged from the most unlikely of beginnings. And so, the Guild of Genesis, born from the vision of an outcast with dick fingers, became the foundation upon which the new Vera was built, a testament to the enduring power of unity, acceptance.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's it right there. I'm starting to believe Rive coded ChatGPT as much as it enjoys. Dude, ChatGPT loves dick fingers for sure. Rive's girlfriend, yeah. That's a Ryukrat with some voice modifications. I'll be changing the guild symbol to a spread hand. Will we be changing the guild? Yes, of course we will. Guild A PvP middle finger penis. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. That was a good one, dude. That was a good one. I appreciate it, Ryukrat. Appreciate it. We're going to go. We've got a little less than a half hour left. We're going to go into the Q&A section, which is right here.
Move on to studio updates. So
That was good. That was
pull
good.
back to the bigger macro of Intrepid Studios.
ChatGPT
How are
needs a
things going?
thesaurus.
Hercules,
Yeah.
things are going towards Alpha
That's
2 because I
definitely
feel
true.
like that is really the question that players have. We have announced that we will be launching Alpha 2 in Q3. That is where we're, well, at least where we're planning. If that is that changes, we will let you guys know. But that is currently still where we're planning to launch.
I don't sound as confident. I don't sound as confident now.
I think that, like, you know, from a studio, like, you know, 10,000 foot picture, you know, progress towards Alpha 2. I'm still confident that we're going to hit our third quarter date. I believe that that what I'm looking for our team to continue focusing on going into milestone 10 and completing
This talk may be concerned,
milestone
yeah.
9 is buttoning up the last remaining feature work, which is relatively minimal at this point. Polish up some of the gameplay systems, some of the visual effects, some of the UI that we talked about, making a big hit on performance, both network and client performance, and then addressing Golden Path and economy work. Those are kind of like, okay, we've set the stage, features are in a good spot for where we expect to enter into Alpha 2. We're representing all the core gameplay systems that we're looking to collect feedback initially from Alpha 2's entrance. And then we have a plan to kind of trickle out additional updates post Alpha 2 entrance. But we need to get the Golden Path down. We need to get the econ side of things down, both from an artisanship, available drop lists, reward tables, and material components. Like all of those things, econ is working on heavily.
It sounds like they've got a lot of systems. They've just got to get the systems working together, and that's the golden path, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Some finishing touches to make everything gel. I think they have. My guess is they have the systems in place that they need. They just got to figure out a way to make it all work together for the start of Alpha 2. And it's probably not going to be a like true representation of final game, because, like, for instance, the Node War declaration that they have via the mayoral commissions, that's not the intention. That's just what they put in because they already had mayoral commissions. I'm assuming that it's meant to be done via mandates or node policies or something like that, right? They just probably don't have that system fleshed out enough, but they do have mayoral commissions fleshed out. That's why they're doing it that way. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff at launch of Alpha 2 that's not going to be the true intention. It's just done that way because it was convenient just to get the product in a testing state.
Right now, and we'll continue to work heavily on. And then,
Just wanted to get them out there, yeah, absolutely.
And the performance
Can you talk?
and all the bug fixing.
Yep.
They will hit end of Hey, dude.
I don't want to interrupt you.
It's all good.
Can you talk a little bit about
that
more
sounds
what
like a
the Golden
no-lose
Path-
bet there, Caesar. I mean, what do I have? What happens if I lose? I mean, I don't know if they'll hit Q3 or not. I think they will, though. I really think they will. But it's going to be the last month, obviously. What's the last month? September? Yeah. I think September. I think if it's delayed, it's just for 1 month into the first month of quarter four. But I think it'll be September. However, if it's going to be September,
I know what that is,
Sure.
but
if it's going to be September, they've got to let Alpha 1 in here pretty soon. I'll let you know here real soon, man, if we're getting it in Core 3 or not. They would have to start letting Alpha 1 here real soon in there. Real soon.
I don't think the audience.
I don't think
is
they will
aware.
delay. Yeah.
I
don't think
the
they will,
Golden
but I
Path
think
is
they
different
are
for
going to
every
be
game,
pushing
right?
it
Like,
close.
You have
That's what I
a
think.
much stronger railroaded.
Yeah,
Golden
nothing to lose,
Path
bro.
when you
Trying to
talk
get you
about
to be
theme park
positive. Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like, hey, the player
I need
starts
it
out at level
sometimes. Rive does have a lot of Doomium phases. I definitely do, man. I definitely have plenty of Doomium phases. Hey, dude, I'll take the bet then. If I have nothing to lose, shit. All right.
And by the
I'll
time they're
take it
level
then.
2, they should have done this. By the time they're level 4, they should have
Yeah,
done
very
this.
close,
By
yeah.
the time they're level 6, they should be here. Right? We have a little bit of a
5
more
years until
difficult
launch talk
approach
is
to the Golden
BS.
Path
Yeah,
because
I
our
don't
game
know.
is not as prescribed.
I
It
don't
is
know.
intended to be more
We'll have to see what it is
and
when
because of that, the Golden Path
once
can
we
really
hit
take a
Alpha
lot of
2, how
different
much is
directions,
actually there.
and we need
Yeah,
to
it's
provide
not always
adjust.
linear. Yeah.
Right,
I'll
exactly.
adjust
It's
once
not-
I see
you can
it.
come back and do something at a
I'd
totally
love to be able
different
to,
time.
we get
You
in
could
Alpha 2,
just
there's so
straight
much in
90
there
degree
that I'm
bolt
like,
over towards the sand
all right,
Skull
yeah, I
Network or
think it's
something, right?
2 years, 3 years.
Those are kind of complications that we
It's
have
hard
been
to tell right
defining with
now
Golden Path,
because, I
but
mean,
essentially
we
what a
don't know how
Golden
much is
Path
done
is
yet.
like,
That's the
you know,
thing.
by the time a
I
player
think in
reaches
Alpha
a
2 we
certain
might
level,
get an
they should have
idea
acquired
of how
their
much
first
is actually
mount. They
done.
should have completed their first
So that's where
mastery
I'm at.
profession. They
That's
should
where
have
I'm at.
done these things that have introduced them in a shallow way.
5 years for
to
Alpha
a
2 would
lot of
probably
the
be too
core
much
gameplay
anyways.
systems. And narratively,
Probably be
they
too
should
long.
have kind of gotten a sense for the world, where they are, who they are, why they are, right? And now be an awareness of, you know, these major iconic landmarks and points of interest, know where you're, you know, all of that stuff goes into creating identity for the game and familiarity for the player. And that's essentially what a Golden Path is.
People want you to rename it to a golden tree instead.
Golden on fire lava ridden tree. You know?
But terminology aside, hopefully that answers the question for you guys. I think everything else was pretty straightforward. Do you want to talk a little bit about our hiring and
From
where
the
we are
Matrix,
with
yeah.
that
Yeah,
as well?
we have been
Yeah,
on fire with regards to hiring. We have brought on board.
They have hired a lot of
some
people.
Significant number.
In fact, there was one on Twitter this week. Should I find out? I'll find out what he's saying.
Talented, best in class.
I said I welcomed him in, and then all the other people saw it and welcomed him in too.
Excited about the product we're
I did my
producing and
part.
Can't wait to play it themselves. That's
See if I can
always
find it.
the best that you can hope for when building a team that is trying to deliver on a promise like Ashes. And so I couldn't be any more ecstatic with that. I know that we've had a lot of applications. We have had a lot of interviews for the team. That can be a bit disruptive to kind of the workflow that we need to have. But I think the team has managed it well. Cameron's done a phenomenal job from a recruiting standpoint with regards.
I was
to
the first one, really. I think.
So,
yeah. Was I
If
the
you
first
haven't
one?
heard back from us, just give us some grace.
I was definitely one of the first ones.
We've got one awesome recruiter trying to respond
And then
to
everybody
hundreds
else
of
jumped in
applications.
after me.
So give us some time, but we will get back to you.
I did my
whether
part.
You are moving forward with us or not, you will get a response. So just hold.
Adam
hang tight.
Mostel.
And then
He
with that,
is combat
I'm going
designer.
To move us on to
New combat
our
designer. He was on
Q&A
ESO
form.
before, I
And
believe. Is that what
as
it
usual,
said?
I will provide some visuals from our Node War preview. So the first one here is from Netromos, who wants to know about
He was
war
part of
logistics.
SWTOR,
To what
huh?
extent will logistics and
As well?
supply lines be integrated
ESO.
into Node
Yesterday
Wars?
was my last day on ESO.
Yeah, so there
There you
has
go.
been some discussion around certain event types requiring those types of supplies within certain time frames, right? So kind of kind of acquiring material resources, transporting those material resources to specific locations, being stage components of event types. So in that sense, we do want to simulate these ideas of logistics and supply lines, but that's delegated to specific
Hey, yeah.
war
Well,
event
thanks
types.
for checking in.
All right.
The stream's getting
And then
close to
Frosty
over.
Thundertrod
We got
wants to know
14
about
minutes left.
avoiding war. Can a mayor voluntarily derank their node to avoid war?
No, they cannot.
And then Dembski wants to know about Node War instancing. Are Node Wars or any part of Node War's instance, or will they entirely take place in the open world so that alliances can influence the war?
We have talked in the past about certain objectives being instanced in order to control the participation number. So, like, for example, if you're in the middle of a war and there's a cave off to the side that holds a special fountain with water that you need to, like, magically imbue the primary objective for the war victory.
I definitely hope they have some instanced objectives, because the bottom line is, in most cases, open world PvP, more numbers wins. That's usually the case. There is, more organized groups can beat outnumbered groups. It does happen. There is that. That is a thing. But double the numbers, you're not winning that usually. I mean, that can happen. In Dark Age, that kind of stuff would happen, but that game was kind of built to allow that to happen. And back then, like, players just weren't near as good, and most people weren't in voice comms. In the early 2000s, most people had no clue how to play. But an organized group that actually was in, like, some sort of voice chat would just absolutely wreck huge groups. And part of that was, long CCs, lack of CC breaks, AoEs with no cap, and no diminishing returns on CC. All the things that they've added to MMOs that actually do make them better. Diminishing returns is a good thing, and they didn't have diminishing returns in this, is what the PI people were saying. Diminishing returns on CC is really important, and they need to hopefully get that in before Alpha 2. Because otherwise, you're going to want to run as much CC as possible, because CC will be incredibly strong if there's no DR.
Only 8 people can enter, right? And so you pick your best champions. 8. Exactly, pick your champion. So, like, that could be potentially some type of feature component that we incorporate as part of war events in the future. So it could be. Right now, the predominance of war events and war activities will be delegated to the open world.
All right. And then Top Wombat, I don't know how he was selected as the Top Wombat, but they are. Vassal, they want to know about vassal wars. Can you please explain the reason why nodes cannot declare war on their parent or vassal nodes?
They've lost that battle already. The reason
I think they should be able to,
because they were outranked.
I think they should be able to.
And
that's
the
right.
I want more conflict.
The clutches of vassalship are strong.
I honestly think, like, the biggest sense of friction, or the biggest areas of friction, are going to be, like, vassal nodes. Like, who do you have more conflict with? People you're around every single day, or people you're not around that often? Like, you're going to have less conflict with people from a faraway node, typically. But that node nearby, you see that guy every day, that guy that's always, like, stealing resources from you, like jumping in and taking your mining nodes from you and shit like that. But then you attack him and he doesn't fight back, so then you get corruption if you kill him. That guy, that's the guy you're going to hate the most. Not the guy you never see that's like 40 kilometers away. A lot of node interference and espionage. At least give an uprising option. Yeah. There will be node interference and espionage. Well, what he's always said, get out of my head, Rive. What they've always said is you can leave your node, right? If you're upset with your parent node, you leave your node and go to another node, which I guess I could see that. I guess that is viable. We'll just have to see how it works, I guess. But I don't know. I think the bigger source of tension comes from, obviously, people you are around more often. It'll create interesting politics. You could be getting another node that your guild is a part of to do it. True. That is a thing. You could do that. You could leave and go help them, which you leaving hurts your node and helps the other node. So those are options.
And any insubordination or uprising.
Can you gank your fellow node co-citizens? Yeah, absolutely. You can kill. Can you kill a node? I'm pretty sure you can. You can kill anybody. It doesn't matter. Wait, what? Am I saying something wrong? Hold on. Should we go back to the affiliation tree? I don't think you can. Can you not attack another citizen of a node? I don't think you can. Obviously, you can't kill a guildie, right? So you wouldn't be able to kill a node, somebody in your node. Now, somebody in another node, like a vassal node, I bet you can. But like your own node, I bet you can't attack them. Should I read this? Does it say? Guild duels ready at least. Dude, they gotta have guild wars, absolutely. They gotta have that. You can go to war with any guild. You can go to war with any guild, absolutely. Absolutely, you can do that. Guilds can go to war, even a guild in your own node, yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of curious, have they ever actually answered, you're in the open world, they're in a different guild, right? But they're a citizen of your node. Could you attack them? I actually don't know if they've ever actually answered that. Affiliation tree determines how entities are flagged against other entities within its hierarchy. I think according to the affiliation tree, you can't attack another citizen of the node. So this here, that's just for wars. All of these things have some hierarchy. Yeah, dueling another guildie? Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure you can fight in the open world anybody, except for maybe guildies. I don't know why I'm confused on this. I probably should know this, but I don't know if they've ever actually talked about that. Have they talked about that? Huh. That's interesting.
So if you want like a lore reason, like that's the reason why.
Would that in turn mean you could fight those that attack you, the corrupted player? It states corrupted players can be attacked regardless of hierarchy. Yeah, anybody can kill a corrupted player. Even if they're in your guild, you can kill them. Could you fight those that attack you, the corrupted player? So can a corrupted player in turn be able to kill anyone? Yeah. Yep, they could kill anyone. I would assume, right? If anyone can attack you, you should be able to fight back.
If you want from a game design perspective reason, like...
You might not be able to initiate the attack because they were a non-combatant, right? I don't know.
Vassal structures are
That's one of those gray areas that we might find out when we get in the game. I don't know.
Supportive. It's not really meant to be a depressing event. You're not supposed to, oh shit, you know, we're vassaled, I'm not gonna level up, this is trash, I want to go to a different node. No. When you get vassaled, like you are getting benefits from your parent node. You are
He can say that all he wants, but people are still not going to want to be at that node. That's my belief.
now a part of a structure that can assist others and yourself as a result of that relationship. If you don't want to be vassal, then you have an option to leave that node and become a citizen elsewhere, and that's
what people are going to do.
Now,
and then there's going to be nobody at that node. That's what I think is going to happen.
Considering some war scroll types.
You got 85 nodes. You've got 15,000 people at the launch of the game per server, registered accounts. They want to move that up to 50,000. But everybody wants to be in the Metro node. You talk to other guilds right now, other guild leaders, that's everybody's goal. We want to be a patron of a Metro node. That's everybody's goal. It's including ours. And so at 15,000 divided by 85, the average per node is 176. Well, let's say you have 2,000 people in all 5 Metro nodes. That leaves 5,000 people for the other 80 nodes. 80 divided by 5,000. I did that backwards. 5,000 divided by 80. 62 people per node is the average. How many people do you think is going to be at a stage 3 node within the vassal chain? Like 2? Like nobody's going to be there. That's what I worry about. You've got all these nodes, but I think you're going to have some that are just empty. You're going to have some ghost towns. I don't know how they avoid that. I don't know how that's avoided. This is a future video I'm going to work on here sometime this month. We're going to do that.
Vassals the opportunity to declare a war against other vassals. Whether or not that's going to be something at the launch of the game is a different question. That sounds to me like it could be an interesting expansion kind of update where, certain structures get a little bit kind of complacent and boring and, hey, let's shake it up a little bit and have some rivalry within the vassalship. That sounds kind of cool, but I don't think it's going to be a part of the initial launch of the game.
All right.
As it should be.
Keep that in mind.
Some nodes will probably just be wilderness now.
Will node wars between 2 metropolis
they don't all have to get
nodes
leveled? I feel like they're all going to get leveled because there's POIs all over the map. As you can see when they open the map, there's POIs that you're naturally going to get taken towards for different quests and different commissions. Even if you're not a citizen of that node, you will get pulled to those locations for resources, gathering resources, doing events, doing quests, and you'll level it up even if you're not a citizen there, right? Because you don't have to be a citizen to level up a node. Anybody that does any activity in that ZOI will level that node up. Right. So I think a very active server, or just active, it doesn't have to be very active. I think an active server, I think all the nodes eventually get leveled. That's what I think.
Mostly manifest in the bordering vassal node network, or will there be systems that incentivize players to invade farther into the heart of an opposing metro vassal network?
Yeah, I don't think that these events are delegated just to the fringe. I think that there are event types which might have an objective to steal a relic from the heart of a vassal territory, right?
We're coming up
a
to 1 hour. That's how long Ryvelations typically is. We went a little long last week, but we got a huge raid, so I had to stick it out a little longer. But today, we've got about 20 people left. I've noticed people are dropping out here, so we're going to keep it at an hour. The only person streaming in the Ashes category, well, we've got Jamie just started, but we'll go raid Vladis. Vladis is still going. I don't know how much. Anybody know how much longer Vladis is going to stream for? Yeah, Vladis streams for a long time typically. I like the territory wars giving luck bonus. Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm going to start the raid to Mr. Vladis. We'll go raid him, and then I'm sure he'll raid Jamie when he's done anyways, right? So that'll work out either way. We've raided Jamie a bunch of times anyways, so Not a big deal. I don't know what we'll do next week for Ryvelations, but we'll figure something out. It'll be exciting, no matter what. Peace, Elro. Peace, everybody else. It was a good one. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for all the subs. What do we have for subs? We had several. Don, Eon, just got me one. Oh, I missed Eon's. Elro. Bunch of follows. A bunch of follows today. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys.